Welcome to Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner on Love 860 WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio. Lisa is a writer, producer, and innovative communicator with more than 20 years of experience. Join us as we connect you with inspiring experts and entrepreneurs from all walks of life. Your comments and questions are welcome during the broadcast. Call us live on the air at 404-355-8699. That's 404-355-8699. Now, here's Lisa Faulkner.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. What a great show that was with Kathy Jordan. I hope you had an opportunity to listen. I am just couched in between two wonderful shows, the Kathy Jordan show and Dee Hill show comes after mine. So I hope that you are staying tuned for all three, and I thank you very much for listening to mine. Listen, good people, please join me on social media. You can follow me on Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram at PinStarLisa. And you can follow me on Facebook at Lisa M. Faulkner. So please find me there. I appreciate your comments and your encouragement and your continued support. Well, we have a great show planned for you today. We're talking with two very significant young people who are just making great strides in their lives and others. They're helping others change the game for themselves, raise the platform in some very important part of our lives as young people and all people. So I am sure that you are going to enjoy hearing from them today. We're going to talk with Henna Hundal, and we're going to talk with Pontius Joseph. Henna is up first, and I know that you're going to love hearing from her. Before we bring her on, I'll just give you some other highlights for the month. Next week, we will have the CEO and founder, Psych Terry, on the show. She's taken her apparel and skincare brands into Macy's and 2 stores actually here in Atlanta, 10 coast to coast, JCPenney, Ulta, Target, and other retailers, just by leaning on her experiences, relationships, and core values. I definitely want to learn how she used those 3 very important assets to get where she is. Those sound like great networking tools to me. Also in May, I will have co-host Jay Bailey of Operation Hope here on May 26th. Operation Hope is the global leader for financial dignity. They're just propelling youth and adults alike into smart financial decisions. So we'll have him here along with some other financial experts to try and get some healthy dialogue on their philosophies around financial advancement. I am ready to bring in our first guest. Henna Hundal. Hundal is a high school junior from Turlock, California, and a dedicated advocate for young people's health, wellness, and fitness. She has been published over 75 times in a variety of print and online publications, including local newspapers, Teen Inc. magazine, Contentment Health magazine, The Huffington Post, Yahoo Voices, and Spark Life. Henna also has a segment on Express Yourself, and it's called Health with Henna. But without any further delay, let's just go ahead and welcome Henna to Game Changers. Hello, Henna.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be speaking with you.
Oh, my goodness. It is my sincere pleasure to be speaking with such an aspiring young person. Where do you find the time to get it all done, Henna?
You know, I'm just so blessed that my message has really been able to resonate with so many young people. This message of health, this mission that I'm on to just empower my generation to lead active, healthy lives.
Wow.
I think that's so important in today's evolving world, you know, with all the novel challenges presented to young people. I think we need to be ever equipped and ready to face them. And I think the best way to do that is to build up ourselves through health.
That is wonderful. I could not agree with you more. Now, how can you tell that your message is really being successful amongst your peers? How do you know that it is resonating with them, as you say?
Right. Well, I've actually had students come up to me and really thank me for the information that I've provided with them. For example, because I've actually run a lot of health booths at my school.
Mm-hmm.
That was something I started doing early on, just disseminating health information. And I would have kids come up to me and, just be amazed by what they learned, because they didn't quite know all the new information that I was presenting, whether it related to the detrimental effects of tobacco on a growing body or the effects of drinking at such a young age. And just looking at these kids' faces and just knowing that, you help them learn something that they didn't know before, and you help them maybe grow or change in a way. I think that's so inspiring, and it's so motivating for me to continue on in this mission when these kids come up to me and tell me that I changed them in some way.
That's wonderful, Henna, and I couldn't agree more. Education is so powerful. Knowledge is so powerful. I think if we could all look back at the decisions and, yes, some mistakes that we've made in life, if we had the proper education or the proper knowledge about the information before stepping into those decisions, we might have thought differently. So you are correct. Now, Henna, not only I've looked at some of your articles online, read some of your information, your content out there, and a lot of your approaches are very proactive oriented. So you try to put information in place before a lot of bad decisions are made. Would you say that's the case?
Definitely. I think being informed is the key, as you just mentioned, because for young people today, we're in this digital age, there's just a barrage of information. And so trying to kind of sort it out and figure out what's really right for you and what you need to know about your health is so critical for young people. And so in all my articles or in my radio program where I talk about health issues and health research, I really try to take all the relevant health research for young people and just really give it out to them and put it out there in the light of day so they know exactly what course they need to be on with their health. And, just staying informed is so important. And unfortunately, a lot of young people, I think, aren't at that level today.
Mm-hmm. But you're getting them there. Henna, I understand you're actually working to revive the national dialogue on young people's health. Now, what is that about?
Right. Well, I think I'm one of these many wonderful, wonderful activists who are really just trying to reignite a love of health. I mean, if we can bring up Michelle Obama and her Let's Move campaign.
Yes.
Just inspiring young people to get out there and get active and get moving and, just take an active role in their lives. And it's so critical to lay that foundation early. And so I think it's wonderful to be a part of this movement, really, of people all across the nation just reviving this idea that health matters.
But with so many technological gadgets at your disposal, Henna, and your peers' disposal, and I mean, who feels like getting their face out of a smartphone or off of a computer to even take a bike ride anymore? Do you feel like youth are really as active as they once were or need to be?
Right, that's the issue, and I touch a lot on that in all of my articles, my writing, my radio, that my generation is facing such novel challenges. And I think we ourselves, everyone really, is still trying to wade through those uncertain waters and figure out how this is really going to play out.
Yes.
In terms of the ramifications of technology on our lifestyle patterns. And so it's such a struggle, it's such a hump to overcome when you have all these gadgets at your disposal. It's much more appealing, perhaps, for more young people to be sitting around watching TV or playing a video game
yes.
and going out for a bike ride, and that's such a problem.
So what do today's children or teen or youth need to build the foundation for a healthy life? What do you think?
I think role models.
Ah.
So I think, any parents, educators, any adult really in a young child's life has such potential to model healthy behavior. So I think if you can, get the whole family unit in on health, get everyone in on this healthy mission, I think young people will understand much earlier on that, yes, health matters and it should be a lifestyle pattern. And so if you can lay that foundation early on, I think that's so critical and that's wonderful.
That's
so
very
I really
good.
I encourage any adult listening to this program right now to reconsider how they're projecting health to a youngster in their life, because it can really be so impactful to see the adults around you making health a priority.
That is very good. I was just sharing with a guest last week how my mother brought me to Weight Watchers when I was a preteen. Well, I think I was 13 going on 14 or 14 going on 15. I'm not sure. I was in between middle school and high school, and it was the summer before I entered high school, and she encouraged me. Well, she said that I needed to go to Weight Watchers, and that was so taboo or had such a negative connotation around it for me at that time. I really didn't want to go, but looking back and understanding all of the great health benefits I learned from that time, I am very grateful that she took that proactive approach with me and went right along with me to those meetings and encouraged me to do my best and made sure that the proper foods were available in the house. So if it were not for that, I don't know if I would have learned those healthy eating tools and exercise, the benefits of exercise, if it weren't for her guidance in that area. So what are some ways that young people can incorporate staying healthy and having fun? Because that's what it's all about, being young, right? Having fun.
Right on. And so I think that's the issue, that when we think about exercise or think about activity, we always associate that with grinding it out at the gym. And for so many young people, even adults, that's really not very appealing. And unfortunately, I think that precludes a lot of people from actually getting out there and being active. So I have many ways that I love to stay active and still have fun, and I try to highlight that to so many teenagers. I mean, I love biking, I love hiking, I love just really any activity that, you're out there in the outdoors. I love the outdoors and just being active, but enjoying the way you're doing it. So I think another important point that is tangent to this topic is athleticism. Because a lot of young people feel that if they aren't particularly athletic, then fitness isn't really for them. And that's so incorrect. Because you don't have to be the star athlete to enjoy staying active. And there's so many ways to find exercise in your life, find ways to incorporate a little activity in your life, have fun doing it, and be healthy.
Give us some examples, Henna.
Well, I think I like to take a two-tiered approach, both through nutrition and through exercise. I think it's so, interesting to look at the changes in the pattern of eating for many people today. I fear that cooking your own healthy meal is kind of disappearing.
Yes.
It's so much more convenient to drive by a fast food restaurant and pick up something to go rather than to just be at home and cook something and know exactly the content of what you're cooking and what you're putting in there and what you're ultimately putting in your body.
Oh, that is so vital. That is so good.
Right. I definitely always want to make sure that I know what I'm eating, as well as the other tier to my approach to health, which is health and fitness. And so, of course, I do enjoy going to the gym, but I always make an effort to have exercise outside. I love being in fresh air, and I think it's so invigorating. And I fear that if more young people can join me in exercising outside, they're going to love physical activity so much more.
I agree.
Biking, hiking, and swimming are my really three top favorite physical activities to do outside.
That's really wonderful, Henna. Now, you said that you also have some interest in the measures that still need to be taken to conquer some of the silent epidemics that face our young people and all people, really. It's not just young people, eating disorders and depression and body image issues and self-esteem issues that hit too many young people, I think, but other people as well. Now, what is your interest or involvement in those matters?
Right. Well, when we talk about health, there are so many components to take a look at. We've been talking today a lot about the physical aspect of health, but definitely there's the mental aspect. And that's actually a really tricky one to get into because, unfortunately, I think it's a little taboo, to discuss things like eating disorders or depression or these type of things that are really just plaguing young people. And the more taboo we keep it, the more it's going to be harder to overcome, because in order to overcome these type of obstacles, these type of health issues, we need transparency. And I fear that that's lacking a lot in many health dialogues today.
That's right.
Because for young people, there's this chasm between them and adults in their lives. And for too many young people, they just don't feel comfortable, I think, reaching out and getting help. And when you're dealing with these issues like eating disorders and depression, it's so critical that you have the confidence and the comfortableness to reach out for help. And so, in my radio program, again, through all my writing endeavors and through really all my advocacy efforts, I always make sure to touch on the mental aspect of health as well, because I think that definitely needs to have a dialogue revived on as well, because it's unfortunately a little taboo.
It definitely needs, and it appears that the dialogue on those matters and serious matters like those, it occurs after the fact, after tragedies have struck, or we've lost people to these silent epidemics, or they've gone too far off and we can't get them back. So I think proactive approaches and discussions along those lines, and transparency, definitely what you said, being open and clear and honest and sharing your stories that you've gone through to help bring someone else through the same circumstances could be very helpful. I think if people were more honest about their issues that they may be facing right along with others.
Right, definitely. And, we talk about these type of issues hitting across all demographics, every type of person, really, young, old, rich, poor, man, woman, doesn't matter. But I think the gap is especially apparent between young people and their parents when we talk about them feeling comfortable to open up and to reach out for help. And so I think it's ever more critical that parents and students, parents, teachers, students, everyone across all these age gaps just really develop good relationships so that we can keep these young people healthy, safe, and happy.
Yes. Now, Henna, you are a high school student, so tell me about your favorite subjects and tell me what your grades are like. How are you doing in high school? Are you looking forward to your final year? You're on your way to your senior year, right?
Right. Senior year is approaching. College is on the horizon. Everything's getting busy. But I definitely do make both my academics and my extracurricular load a priority in my life. In terms of subjects that I just love, I really am interested in science because, with all my health advocacy, I think it's definitely important that I continue to bone up on all these health issues and, these anatomical and physiological facts.
Mm-hmm.
But as well, I love journalism and writing.
Wow.
And so, in terms of a career, because I get that question a lot, that, you do writing and radio, and you do a lot of health-related, science-related stuff, that what do you want to do as a career? And I would love to ultimately find a way to merge my two interests.
Well, that was going to be my next question. How do you plan to merge the two? Because those kind of sound like two different ends of the spectrum there. So how do you plan to merge them? You think you'll be writing scientific journals, or what do you think?
Right. Most people think that, the humanities and the sciences are just two sides of a different coin.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I think it's so important for those people who are literate in scientific and health matters to really be able to get out there and to reach out to the public about these issues. Mm-hmm. Because, I think that when I go up to college, I want to, again, both bone up on my communicative abilities as well as my scientific knowledge. But once I gather all that great health knowledge and, continue to become more informed about these health issues, I don't want to work in a cubicle all day or just, locked in my office all day. I want to do something where I'm out there reaching out to people, whether that means writing for scientific newspaper magazines or journals, or whether that means having, continuing on with radio, and, discussing health and scientific matters through that. But I definitely want to take all the health and scientific knowledge that I one day get and really use it to inform my community.
That is excellent, Henna. Now, where can people find out more about you? Point them to where they can read more of your articles and the work that you're doing around health and fitness, and just tell the listeners, the Game Changers listeners, what you want them to know, how they can change the game for themselves as far as their health and lifestyle is concerned in that area, and help their young people do the same.
Right. Well, I think it really starts with you. I think you have the ability to make a decision here and now, here and today, that health is going to be a priority in your life. And it doesn't have to be a completely transformational decision right away. You can do it in incremental steps. But I think just starting now with this fresh idea that you're going to have a different mindset, a different outlook on your health, and you're going to just take every day small little steps to make sure that you're making health a priority. It's so important. I mean, you can, make sure you read the nutrition labels on what you're eating. You can take an extra walk around the block before you head inside after a long day of work. Mm-hmm. There are so many little ways that you can change around health in your life. And so I really encourage any listener listening right now to really examine how they have positioned health in their life on their agenda, and to make the necessary adjustments to really make it a priority. And if you want to hear anything more about my work or what I do, I recommend definitely checking me out each week on the Voice America Kids Network, Express Yourself Teen Radio. We're a charity radio program, actually, and we're the most highly rated program on the Voice America Kids Network. And you can hear all about my health advocacy on that. I discuss new health research each week. And so I think it'd be wonderful to get many more people listening.
Henna, I am so proud of you. Thank you for joining the program today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, stay in touch and let me know how you're doing and what you're doing. I would love to follow you around and just see how wonderfully you come out.
Certainly. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It has been my pleasure. Thank you, Henna.
Thank you.
You guys, we're going to get ready to take a break. Thank you for listening to Game Changers. I hope you enjoyed Henna. I certainly did. I'm going to tell you about a great giveaway I have coming up here today. You can call me at 404-355-8699 and win a VIP ticket to Atlanta Southeastern Women's Expo. We'll talk more about it on the other side of the break. Thank you for listening.
Here we go. Whether it's in the courtroom, in the ballroom, trying to feed your family, kicked out underneath you. God's able. God is more than able. He can turn the table. So turn and tell your neighbor now it's time for you to turn the favor. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Just need one more. Just need one more witness. That God's still working miracles. Open the doors.
Someone with solid, expert communications experience to write your copy or your next press release? Then you need PennStar Communications. Let PennStar communicate your greatest potential with clear copy written for your business and marketing needs. Whether it's your next event or next campaign, PennStar Communications can write that for you. Visit pennstar.org or call 404-828-0287 today.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $19.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish installed free. Plus HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call Call 800-391-7962. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $19.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-391-7962. That's 800-391-7962. Again, 800-391-7962. Limited time offer for prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
I need just a little more Jesus. I need just a little more Jesus. I need just a little more Jesus.
Thank you, Sheldon. Sheldon, engineer extraordinaire. Thank you guys for listening, continuing to listen, and joining me back here on Game Changers. I hope you enjoyed Henna Hundal. I sure did. She's a wonderful health and fitness lifestyle advocate and is just doing wonderful things, putting great content out on the web, digitally, and has a weekly radio broadcast there as well. Look her up and please follow her efforts, and I am certain that she can increase your life there in the health and fitness area. Remember to follow me, Lisa, on Facebook, Lisa M. Faulkner. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest at Pinstar Lisa. That's Pinstar Lisa. And you may join me on LinkedIn as well, Lisa Faulkner. I will check your comments there and read them back here on the show. You can also call in today at 404-355-8699, and we have an Atlanta Southern Women's Expo VIP pass for you. It is the ultimate women's lifestyle event coming to Atlanta Convention Center Saturday, June 7th and Sunday, June 8th. It's an exhibition of the latest products and services for women. So I have VIP passes for the first 5 callers. Sheldon will take your information, but I would love for you to say hello as well. All right, we have another guest, another great young person coming up today. He is standing by, and his name is Pontius Joseph. Pontius is an American author, poet, and filmmaker. His latest film was Chasing Jagger, filmed at Johnson & Wales University North Miami campus. But we're going to talk with Pontius today about his book. I believe it is his first book, and it is C.S.L., A Young Gentleman's Guide to Relationships, I believe is the name of it, and he's going to correct me if I am incorrect, but I am looking forward to speaking with him. I did breeze through the book as well, and it's a great, easy read, but without further delay, let's please say hello to Pontius Joseph. Hello, Pontius.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well. Young sir. How are you?
I'm all right.
Now, how has that name served you all your life? Have you received a lot of flack for it, or has it made you more prominent among your peers? I just love your name, Pontius Joseph.
Well, appreciate it. Let's just say, I guess you can say it's almost been like vice versa. It's almost been kind of at times it's been a rough patch. Some people don't know how to pronounce it at certain times correctly. Yeah, but just before I go any further, happy Mother's Day to everyone in Atlanta.
I know that's right, Pontius. That is a good thing for you to say, and I'm certain that the mothers receive that. I fostered enough children and helped with enough nieces and nephews to receive it as well. So thank you for that. Now, your latest film is Chasing Jagger, and it was filmed at Johnson & Wales University North Miami campus. Tell us about Chasing Jagger. Is that the Mick Jagger you're referring to? What is that film about?
No. Well, Chasing Jagger was actually one of my, it was actually a film I did for pretty much a film project at school and everything. And basically, that was actually one of my brother actually starred in the movie Benjamin Joseph. He's actually a great, talented individual. He's actually pursuing more of the acting career, and I'm just helping him out more. He's actually in the Little Rock region. But that film was basically more of just a short film. It was very simple. It was a lot of Adobe After Effects, motion, graphics, special effects, all you can name it. It was very in-depth. it was very contrary. I love making it. Love directing it. It was very intriguing.
Excellent. And people may see it online somewhere or just there at the university?
Oh, no. They can actually go on my website. I actually have a different website for that one. That is on www.roadtosuccessonwheels.blogspot. And if you go down there, it's actually many of my creations that I've actually made.
Excellent. Now, Pontius, I really want to talk with you today about your book, A Gentleman with a C.S.L. It's a young gentleman's guide to dating and relationships. And I did breeze through it. That C.S.L. is just it's filled with tons of initials and acronyms and kind of metaphors, if you will, for this whole dating. And it's mostly geared towards how young gentlemen should conduct themselves, as the title says. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, what inspired you to write such a book?
Well, I can definitely say what inspired me to write the book was a lot of basically just a lot of innovating times I've actually ran into a lot of friends, and even with my close friends, and they had problems in their relationships, and they wanted me to help out, and basically one day I was basically at work, and the gentleman, he was actually telling me about his problems that he was having, and even it was not even in the relationship. It was actually the fact that how he feels strongly about what aspects he wants in a woman and what he actually likes about a woman, let's just say, and what he doesn't like about a woman. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let me see where I can start. So,
oh my goodness.
Yes, it was. Let's just say this book. So it's very small in a way, but guess what? It took 8 months to actually make the book. And
I can believe it. I can believe it. It was a good read. It's about 62 pages. You call it small, but I think that's perfect for your first book. Is this your first book?
Yes.
I think that's perfect. And you take them from the basics all the way through the dating process. Now, before we go any further, you have to tell us what this C.S.L. is. What is that?
All right. Well, you're not the only person that's been budgeting.
Oh, well, I know. I read the book, but you tell the listeners.
Absolutely. C.S.L. pretty much stands for cool, spontaneous, and laid back.
Right. And you take the reader through each one of those scenarios being cool, spontaneous, and laid back, right?
Absolutely.
And how do you feel this is helpful in a dating relationship, or why is it necessary to develop that kind of characteristic?
I believe it's definitely pretty much just the whole initiative of the necessary factor of having these characters in a relationship, because this is what women want. They don't want the boring Bobby. They don't want mad macho, McGregory. They don't want him. They want the nice guys. They want the people that's more adjustable, more lean back, more spontaneous. And I like the one chapter in my book is The Secret is Spontaneous, because some people, they have all the good characteristics, but they just don't know how to stand out. Mm-hmm.
And you teach them that. I love the scenarios or the different friends you have in your life. I think it was about 5 of them, and you described all of their different characters. That was hilarious. And so yes, I hope the book has helped them overcome a lot of those little idiosyncrasies that you pointed out about them in the book there.
Absolutely. Yes.
And you, Pontius, what is your theory on dating? How does this book coincide with what you believe to be true about dating?
Well, my theory on dating, I believe it is like, in a way, it is the man that is, the gentleman that is going to cater more to the lady. Mm-hmm. Basically, he's going to pretty much, be in the ways of a regular man. He's gonna take you out. He's gonna, have majority of the household pretty much in his control as well, but he's also going to know how to pretty much give out and delegate out power as well. I mean, because it's one thing for you to set a standard, but then you break your own standards.
That's right.
Double standards.
That's right. So can I assume that you are lucky in love right now, Pontius?
Oh, yes, I am. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful lady.
And what is your theory on the relationship, on keeping that lady happy? Or what is, how do you make sure that she's happy?
Oh, well, basically just keeping her happy is basically applying all of the C.S.L. Definitely being cool, because some people just look at cool as just, he's a nice person, but the definition of cool goes a long way. It's more of what you show in your demeanor, how the way you act, how the way you present yourself. It goes a long way. And then to go into spontaneous, it goes into basically, how can I say, doing stuff not premeditated. So basically, sometimes you're gonna. I know you've and in all your life, and you've ran into a lot of different things that happen off the impulse, and you didn't even plan for it to happen. And to this day, you can remember that was some of the best times you ever had.
I might agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, let me go ahead and throw an example. A surprise birthday party. It is that you can probably remember what day, what hour, what minute, because you remember how much fun it was because you walked in the house and everybody was standing around, screaming to the top of their head.
That's
and
right.
It was so spontaneous because why? You didn't plan for it to happen.
That's right. Now, you don't just talk about all that good stuff around the cool, spontaneous, and laid back. You give some basic, really gentlemanly-like qualities that young men need to have. You take it from hygiene all the way through the courting and the dating phase and teaching them how to mirror the woman's actions and so on and so forth. So you really get kind of basic. You really go from basic to pretty in-depth here. So what do you think should be the overall goal with preparing yourself and dating a woman? What is the overall goal?
Well, the overall goal, I would definitely say it would be the military doctrine, shock and awe. That is pretty much exactly what you want to go into. You want to be able to pretty much have that wow factor that a lady wants in a man.
That's right.
It goes more than just, hey, how are you? It's like, hey, how you doing? So what do you do for a living? Or you got to ask something more intriguing, like, hey, I see you got a Dolce & Gabbana, fragrance you're wearing. I recognize it. You got to say something that's going to captivate your audience. And the audience is your lady. You got to know how to be spontaneous and cool and laid back and pretty much hit all the things that she can actually relate to.
Pontius, I think this book is wonderful, and I think you are as well. Tell us what else you have going on. How are your studies there at the university? Tell us where you are in school again.
Oh, well, I'm at Johnson & Wales University.
Johnson & Wales University, and you're studying hospitality, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you plan to do with that?
Well, basically, my hospitality, I can definitely see myself doing more journalism work just like this one, because I know how to be more hospitable. I'm actually going into the digital realm now. I'm actually trying to go into more of the innovating of films and videos and even commercials. That's what I'm definitely going into.
That's wonderful. And are your parents with you, Pontius? You were such a gentleman to wish all of the ladies happy Mother's Day when you started. Are your parents still living?
Oh, yes. My mother, she's actually in the Arkansas region. My father, he's in the Missouri region.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. So you won't get to see her tomorrow, but you'll get to talk to her.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll know she'll get that first in the morning text with all the smiley face and high captions.
Excellent. Tell the listeners where they can buy your book, how they can find out more about you, Pontius.
All right, well, perfect. Basically, I'm actually having a sale right now, and actually one of my official websites that I actually started about 3 or 4 weeks ago is on www.thecreativegentleman.weebly.com. And I'm actually having a book on sale for $11.96. It's actually originally priced $15.95, but I'm throwing a special out for the Atlanta residents. And basically, you can find me on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google Play. That's on your Android devices. And basically, from there, you just go and have a field day or whatever fits your preference.
Excellent. Anything else you want to share with the listeners today, Pontius?
I love the support. I love for everyone to come out and support me in this endeavor. And basically, look me up on my web on www.thecreativegentleman.weebly and www.thecreativegentleman.blogspot.com. And just happy Mother's Day and have a great rest of the year. And if I want to leave with any words to say, men become more like gentlemen.
Excellent. That's a wonderful close. I appreciate your time today. Thank you for joining us here on Game Changers, and good luck to you with all of your endeavors, your studies, your filmmaking, and your books.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Pontius.
All right.
Wow, what a great young gentleman doing great things. We have one more guest for the show tonight. We're going to take a break, and we will come right back with Mary Torrence with Students Without Mothers.
Life's not always down, you see. Hey. If the sun refused to shine and all your skies are gray, just sing this simple melody. Yeah. I feel good. I know it. Come on. Don't hate me if you show it. The joy I feel on the inside will show up on the outside.
And if we combine your auto and renter's policies, you could save $600.
That's like magic.
So, it's like magic.
David Copperfield.
Can your magic policy do this?
That car is levitating.
David, we're an insurance company. We don't cause accidents.
Oh, it's no accident. It's magic.
Bundle your auto and renter's policies with State Farm and save an average of $600. Get to a better state. Call 1-800-STATE-FARM today. Average household savings based on 2010 National Survey of New Policyholders. Reported savings by switching to State Farm.
This is a special announcement from Lumber Liquidators.
Every floor in stock is on sale, and it all has to go at our end-of-year clearance. Get unheard of clearance deals from just 19 cents a square foot, including first quality laminates for up to 47% less, hardwood up to 48% less, bamboo flooring up to 22% less. Plus, get special extended financing. Hurry, sale is going on now, so get to your local store before it's too late. Visit lumberliquidators.com today for the store near you.
We want to speak life over you today. Every person listening, we want you to understand that no matter where you've been or where you might currently find yourself, it's not over. When God is in it, there is no limit. New breed. It's not over.
It's not. And we are back. It is not over, and it is not finished. Amen. Until God is in it. When God is in it, it's not over, it's not finished. That's beautiful. Our next and final guest is Mary Torrence. She is the founder of Students Without Mothers. I thought it's so fitting to bring her on this Mother's Day weekend just to speak to the importance of serving in those students and children's lives who are without mothers. Welcome to the program, Miss Torrence.
Hi, how are you? Thank you very much.
I am very well. Thank you very much for joining us today. Now, Students Without Mothers is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping high school students without their mothers help themselves by empowering them to continue their education. That is so wonderful. How are your students selected?
The students are selected each year. We select new students, and they are required to complete an application. And the application is for them to explain the challenges and hardships they face without their mothers in their lives.
Oh, my.
So we accept the applications between September 1st and December 31st each year. And then in June the following year, those students are actually awarded the scholarship. So once they prepare the essay and an application, that information goes before a scholarship selection committee, which is a very difficult task to decide which of the students will be selected because they all deserve the scholarship.
I would agree. That is such a worthy cause. Do any particular students stand out in your mind? What are some of your student success stories or some students that you're highlighting this year, if you will?
Well, we had some incredible success stories from the past, and then I'll tell you a little more about, the students that we'll be awarding this year in June. But as far as some of the past stories, when you embark upon something like this, there are certain things you expect. I mean, we knew there were going to be challenges and hardships, and there would be certain situations that would stand out. But the one story that probably all of my board members would share with you if you were to ask them that same question is a student that came to us several years ago. She was in her senior year of high school, as all the students are. But what made her unique was the fact that after her mom passed away, she was living alone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to be living alone in high school. She worked as a cashier at a local grocery store. She was going to high school and just living alone. She'd made a promise to her mom that she'd finish high school. She had no one else to live with, and she was doing it all by herself. That was the most amazing situation.
How in the world was she able to function that way alone? Was she at an age where that was, I mean, did the system not take her in, or how was she able
She was so close to being able to be of age. It appears that the apartment complex that she and her mom lived in, whoever was in charge of the complex, I'm sure there were people that didn't know she lived alone, but she and her mom kind of had an agreement that she would, whatever relatives she had were people that her mom didn't want her to live with. That was kind of as much as she said. That they were into things that she was not into. She did have some siblings, but they were into things that were not good for her. So her mother knew that it was better for her to live alone than to be in that situation. So she stayed in the apartment. And a few months after her mom died, she did turn 18. Even though she was a long ways from 21.
Oh, my goodness.
There were certain things that she could still do at 18. But, I'm pleased to say that once we found out about her and she was awarded the scholarship, she was able to go to college, and she was not going to college before. She went to a 2-year school here in the metro area and then later transferred to Savannah State, where she got a bachelor's degree in biology.
Okay. That's
so
wonderful.
Her life had changed tremendously.
And how far do your scholarships carry the students? Is this a 1 year deal, or is it different for every student?
Well, what's unique about our program is each student is awarded $4,000.
Okay.
And they receive the scholarships in $1,000 a year for 4 years. And the checks are made out direct to the student, not to the school, because it's for the things their mom would have done for them. They use it for books, they use it for food, they use it for luggage, they use it for clothes, to help with things for their dorm room.
Yes.
So the money goes directly to them. Now, they receive $1,000 a year as long as they continue to provide documentation to us that they are still in school.
That's wonderful.
And so we actually help them, because our goal is not just to get them in college, but to get them through college.
Yes.
So
who
they
are
get
some
the
of your...
4,000.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was going to say that in addition to the funds, we also provide them with a laptop computer and life coaching are the two things that we added to the program after the first few years.
Who are some of your scholarship sponsors, and how can others contribute to the scholarship efforts for the students without mothers?
Well, some of our sponsors that have been with us for a very long time, that we're just, we couldn't do this without their help. AT&T, the women of AT&T, have been sponsors of Students Without Mothers for a very long time. Kroger has been one of our major sponsors since the beginning of the organization. Absolutely wonderful sponsors. Sutherland Law Firm is a sponsor. Rayford and Roman, which is a MetLife company, is a sponsor of Students Without Mothers. We have a lot of just individual donors and sponsors that support us at different levels throughout the year. But we always need more support. Each year we have to turn away so many students because we can only help so many. Because as we bring them in, they're joining other students already in the program. So we're funding past students as well as new students.
Yes. So people can just pitch in at any level, I think I hear you saying, by going to the website?
Yes. They can go to our website, which is studentswithoutmothers.org. They can help as an individual donor, as a corporate sponsor, as an event sponsor. They can donate items for our silent auction. We have a number of ways that people can help, whatever is convenient for them.
Well, I am certain that you all want to go directly to that website and see how you can get involved. This is a wonderful effort. Ms. Torrence, you started Students Without Mothers in 2004. Why? Why did you start it?
Well, It was my daughter really is the person that, deserves the credit for bringing this to my attention. She was in high school at the time, and she had a classmate that she was completely in awe of all the things this young lady was accomplishing in spite of all of her challenges. And she consistently came home at night telling me about this classmate, how her mom had died and she didn't have money for college application fees. She was going to school, working several jobs, even cooking meals at home, selling lunches to other students to earn money, just for application fees.
Oh, my.
So as my daughter told me about this young lady, I had my own business, an advertising agency, which I still have. And when my daughter would tell me about this young lady, it finally dawned on me that I could help her. So I had my daughter bring her home with her for dinner one night, and we talked. My intention was to either give her an internship in my agency because I knew that she was interested in journalism, or to give her a scholarship. But as I started talking to her, it became obvious that there was so much more I could do, and I couldn't just stop there. That I had the resources to actually form an organization and help other students, because there were so many more just like her.
Oh, I'm just smiling. I'm just beaming at your effort and your heart. That is so wonderful. Can you say about how many students you've been able to help since 2004?
Yes, since 2004, we've helped 51 students go to college. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you have a cutoff each year?
Yes. Well, each year, the number of students that we help depends upon how much money we raise.
Mm-hmm.
So some years we might add 5, we could add 10. It just depends on how much money we have and how many students are still in the program to be funded that these students are joining.
Excellent.
But as I said before, the difficult part is, to get 50 applications and be able to help 5 students, knowing that the other 45 that you turned away, we might be their last hope.
Right. Tell us about your upcoming scholarship awards reception on Tuesday, June 10th, I think it is.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for asking. This is the reception. This is the event where our supporters and donors and everybody that's involved with the organization, this is where they get to meet the new students. This is the event you don't want to miss. So we will be awarding 3 new students with scholarships at that event. This is where the sponsors and donors get to meet them. They get to hear from them. They get to hear how important this scholarship is and what it means to them. The students, this year we're awarding 3 new students. It's going to be, for the first time ever, 2 male students and 1 female student.
Excellent.
Usually there's a lot more female than male, but this is the first year where the majority of the new recipients are male students. So the speaker for that event is going to be Jonathan Sprinkles. He is known as America's Connection Coach. He's a motivational speaker, just a really inspirational person. So we're looking forward to him, giving some words of wisdom to the students and the sponsors and everybody in attendance there. The luncheon event takes place at AT&T, who is one of our corporate sponsors, at their Lenox Park location in Buckhead.
Excellent.
And the details are on the website. The individual tickets are $25. And we also have sponsorships available for that.
Nice. Well, I'm certain that the people will rush right over to the website and find out about that luncheon. That's an excellent way, I think, just to get started with the organization, to start supporting your efforts there. Anything else you would like to share with? Do all of your students have to come from Atlanta? Is this locally or regionally or nationally based? How do you?
The organization was initially designed to be statewide for the state of Georgia, but unfortunately, we soon learned that based on funds and the amount that we were able to raise, that we had to hone in on just the metro Atlanta area.
Okay.
So at this time, the students do come from the metro area.
I understand, and so does their founder, Mary Torrence, of Students Without Mothers. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure learning more about your organization.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I appreciate this opportunity to get the word out about the organization. Thank you so much to you and your wonderful program, your station, for giving us this chance.
Certainly. Thank you, Ms. Torrence.
You're welcome.
Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
All righty. Excellent. Students Without Mothers, we are coming to a close, good people. Thank you so much for listening today. I have a brief motivational minute for you today, and it comes from one of my favorite life quotes, and it is by Winston Churchill. And he says, "Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing ever happened." I think it's true. I believe this quote speaks for itself, but it is so unfortunate at the same time that it is so true. I would just ask all of us, me included, when we are faced with the truth about ourselves, our partners, our families, our friends, whoever and whatever it might be, that we just stop and receive it and decide what we need to do with that truth. It could be to just embrace it and make it a part of our absolute truth. It could mean it is time to move on from a particular situation or person, or at least readjust things to accommodate that new truth. Or it could be a change we need to be responsible for making. Oftentimes information comes our way because the powers that be, the universe understands we are the ones who will do something with that information. So whatever it is, I bid you well on your truth, in your truth. Until next week, Game Changers, and do your best. And I'll talk to you in 6/23. That's 6 days and 23 hours. Thank you so much for listening to the program. I couldn't do it without you. I love you, Game Changers. Go and do your best.
Thank you for listening to Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner. For more details about anything discussed on the program, go online to www.penstar.org. That's PENSTAR.org. And be sure to follow Lisa on social media. On Facebook, look for Lisa M. Faulkner and follow Penstar Lisa on Twitter and Instagram. And join us every week at this same time for Game Changers with Lisa Faulkner right here on Love 860 WAEC, Atlanta's Inspirational Talk Radio.